my intro like
Oh
that.
God.
You're just gonna walk in here and
Yes.
steal the intro off my
Oh,
podcast.
God.
Hey, bro, I've been on this podcast enough. You know.
Man, shut up.
So
Anyway,
This is co-host.
welcome back.
I'm co-host, bro.
Anyway, welcome back. We're gonna try this again for the third time, one last time.
Sure, it was their third time.
Yep. Anyway, so
No, we're one take Jakes around here.
this
bro.
time I'm not giving y'all I didn't give y'all any pre-time to prepare.
None.
And
No context, nothing.
no context, nothing. And the best way to say this topic is
It's too late. I used the context clues to figure it out.
shut up. To put it in perspective, the topic for this one is kind of not so much as one topic, but the concept. So I saw the video, like I told you, of stop procrastinating, just produce content. And what I mean by that is, I was so focused on trying to get everything absolutely downright perfect before I started like redoing the podcast stuff. Get the equipment perfect, get the software perfect, get everything, the setup and everything. And I got and it would stop me from actually sitting here and doing the content.
I get that because I was like, I mean, even though I started Twitch streaming like last summer, even though I don't do it a lot, even like having the perfect setup and stuff, it's like motivation. You can't have a lot of motivation on that, especially towards people that are always like constantly watching you and like seeing your content and stuff. I don't know. I feel like that pressure does get to me a lot, for sure. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't know, man. I know, but back in the Gap, I used to have this show. It was a Snapchat show, and I pumped out that content kind of great. And I feel like if you just kind of do it off the rip, no context. Now I would re-record some things, you know, but you know I just did it off the rip just because I was.
No,
bored.
and I could understand sitting down, re-recording, or like editing your stuff. But what I meant is I would constantly put off podcasting or like sitting down and recording new content or new episodes or anything because I felt like something was wrong with the setup and because I felt like I didn't want to do it and put out any kind of content until it was 100. Yeah, until it was like 110% ready. Like I wanted top tier content off the back, first episode always.
Yeah.
And I tried to do it the other way where I was like, all right, let's just sit down and do it the first couple episodes. And it was a lot of fun and it was great. But I think I focused too much on trying to do the setup back then too, that it was just, okay, I need to pause this real quick and work on this. And that was back when I had my original computer, my all-in-one that I had for like almost 10 years. Like just my really old all-in-one. Now I fucking spent $3,000 on building my computer.
Yeah.
You know, I built a really nice computer. I have a really nice little setup now for work and for fucking.
And you have 8 terabyte hard drive.
Yes, I have 8 terabytes worth of storage. Like I built a good computer.
8 terabytes. How many homework folders is that?
It's a lot of homework folders. A lot of homework folders.
Homework. Quotation marks.
Yeah, quotation marks, motherfucker. And like I watched this video. It's funny. I saw this video that when I was on TikTok, and it was Mr. Beast, I think. Mr. Beast was sitting down on this podcast interview where they were like, so like where did it like come from? And he was like, it's not so much where it came from, and it was just so much that like I sat down forever and you know I was trying to do this and that, and then he was like, and then I realized my first 100 videos were gonna be terrible. They weren't gonna get views, and we're gonna do this, then we're gonna do that. He's like, I've talked to so many content creators who want to be YouTubers, and who are so focused on getting things so perfect. And he's like, I told him, he's like, they're like, your first 100 videos aren't gonna get anything.
Yeah.
They're gonna be terrible. He's like,
yeah, I mean,
they're not
that's
gonna
how
get
you
views.
start off. Like,
Yeah.
You might get your friends to watch them.
Yeah, but that's about it.
And that's what he was saying. He's like, your first 100 videos, they're not gonna get views, they're not gonna make money, they're not gonna do anything important. He's like, make 100 videos, just produce 100 videos of different content, then we can sit down and talk and start talking about like where your channel's going or what's going on or
like,
what we're gonna do.
Where it's like stated as, or like where it's like, coming from, I guess, like that.
Exactly. And then I was like, you know, that's makes a lot of sense in retrospect, looking back on it.
Yeah, you start from somewhere, and you learn those experiences over time. I mean, that's how everything works. Not just content, or like not just like for example, like my college experience, like I didn't even start like that. Like I had to like it starts by baby steps. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I feel like the 100 video thing is for you to kind of like test stuff out and have fun with it, and you could see what videos.
I think it's for getting your feet wet.
Yeah.
I think it's more like you're putting your
something.
Yeah, bro. It's for you.
You're trying to figure out if you even enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for you to get comfortable behind the mic, behind the camera, for you to like know what you want to do and get.
And also produce a audience too, because without an audience.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it all made sense to me when I was watching it. And then I was at work and I was watching TV, and I watched one of the episodes. Excuse me.
What podcast was this? You want to give them a shout out?
I have no idea what podcast it was. It was just a little tidbit
just
clip from this one thing, and it was it was like cut frame to just Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. And then later on, I was watching TV at work.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this video. Not saw a video. I saw the was it the last episode or the second to last episode of Dave season 2, and it was him having this like little spiritual trip.
Or like awakening, I guess.
Well, did he take ayahuasca? I still haven't seen season 2 of Dave. It's been out forever.
So they sent him to this. They sent him to go do this spiritual retreat with this dude who like helps people who have writer's block, and he went and did this little thing, and they put him. They made him take some kind of drink, and then put him in a fucking sensory deprivation tank.
That's what you want to do?
No, I saw that, and then I was like, I really want to go do sensory deprivation tank. This looks really fucking cool. But that's besides the point. The people who were supposed to be watching him kind of forgot he was in there, and he almost drowned.
Oh,
but
God.
While he was having his little like sensory deprivation trip, he was like talking to his inner self, and like what's the word that they use for TV where it's like the metaphoric sense.
Metaphoric sense?
Yeah, like so he was talking to himself, but the self he was talking to was in a diaper, no hair, bald, no eyebrows, no nothing, like a baby version of himself. It was a metaphor. It was I might just be using metaphor in the right sense there, but I could not be. I could be wrong.
It is a metaphor for something.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know it.
In the metaphoric sense, like it made a lot of sense at the time, and he was the inner self of him was yelling at him because he was
like the childlike sense of yourself. Yeah. I
think that's what they were going for personally. That's what I thought. But his inner self was yelling at him because he was like, "Hey, I've been waiting for you. This, and that." And he's like, "Hold on." And he plays a song, and it's like a really fire song that Dave wanted to make, and even his Dave was like, "Okay, I need that. Let me have that." He's like, "You already have it. It's in you. It's right here. I'm you." He's like, "But you just don't have it." He's like, "Well, can you just like write it down for me? This like da-da-da." He starts saying stuff like going off on like a list of things why he hasn't made it yet, and his inner self yells at him. He's like, "Dude, shut the fuck up. This is the reason you don't make anything. This is the reason you have writer's block because you fucking overanalyze. You're sitting here nitpicking every little fucking detail instead of just taking what you need and working on it." And he's like, "You have all of this." He's like, "That's the reason you don't do anything." And then he starts like trying to argue back, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up." He's like, "Just do it." And it's like back and forth, and it's really
what do you call it?
Shia LaBeouf fucking meme, yes.
You know, it's funny because in the sense of rap, I watch this dude. He's a producer for a lot of like rappers and stuff. His name's Kenny Beats. He has a show called The Cave, and she knows about it too. She watches it too. He has a studio somewhere in LA. Nobody knows. Well, the rappers know, but it's in LA, and what he has, it's a real bass like studio. You know, he has like a little foam sword, and they have fun in there, right? But the one thing that's in that studio that's important, and is like the logo for his like The Cave, is he has a sign that says DOTS, don't overthink shit. And it's real. Like, you know, a lot of rappers, they feel like they reach this plateau because they always try to up themselves. They try to up themselves. They try to be better than what they were before. But then they end up producing like crap content because they're stressing themselves out and
Yeah,
creative flow isn't
because
a thing
of the
anymore.
fans like push them like, oh yeah, you haven't produced in like 1 month, or you haven't released a song in like a year, and like everyone's trying to rush you in order to produce stuff, and I think we just need to like don't push it and just do it on our own. You know what I mean?
Because if it doesn't happen organically, it's not.
It's
good.
not gonna. Yeah, it's not good.
It's not fun. It's not like something that just is naturally just like, yeah, this is great. Some things happen over the rip. Just like that, just off the jump.
Yeah. So I think you're right for a sense. I think if you're just sitting here trying to produce content and just keep forcing it out, I think you're right in the sense that it's gonna come out and it's gonna be fucking terrible. But at the same time, you have to sit down and do something.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what these two little clips, this one from the show and one from this little TikTok clip that I saw, made me kind of come to this realization is I have been procrastinating so heavy about doing this, and I've been wanting to do content creation for the longest, whether it be YouTubing or fucking Twitch streaming or the podcast. And one of the number one things that I always wanted to do was podcast. I always wanted to put something out. Like I thought it was just something that, not because I'm funny or because I'm fucking.
I mean, you just wanted to do it because you wanted to.
Because you wanted to throw stuff against the wall and hope it sticks? Or is it more of like you like podcasting?
I like podcasting.
I think I'm decently funny. I think I have my moments where I'm kind of funny. But I have such out of their opinions that vary from day to day.
That's true.
That I'd love to throw out there just to do it. I have friends who aren't my friends anymore because of my opinions.
Well,
like whether they be like something super political or just something day to day.
Yeah.
Like my opinions vary, and that's just because of how I am as a person, and I think I like to put my opinion out there.
Yeah.
I think
I want to put my 2 cents in the jar.
Yeah.
And see who comes back, just cause. I don't want to be the next Joe Rogan. I don't want to be the next whatever the fuck his name is, something Chowder. Yeah, there's this dude who's I think it's Steven Chowder. I could be wrong. It's a dude.
Are you talking about Louder with Crowder?
That guy, not Chowder. Crowder. Sorry. I don't want to be the next change my mind guy. I just want to go out there, put my opinion out there, and see if I can
if you get an audience.
Exactly, get an audience who thinks the same way I do, which is probably isn't gonna happen. But at the same time, at least my opinion's out there.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever started a podcast back in high school with Josh, Gio, and another friend of ours who would come and sit in and just watch.
He became part of the podcast, didn't he?
He just kind of sat there. I think he was
Panda, right?
No.
That was his nickname. I don't know if you want to put his name on stream or not.
Yeah, we're not worried about that right now. No, somebody else. I'll tell you later. But we were sitting there, we were recording, and we never did post any of those. And those were some of our funniest podcasts ever. And the reason we never posted them is because I had got a hold of a guy at my school who was supposed to be really, really good at art. And I wanted him to custom make the thumbnails, and I was going to pay him for them. And he never got around to doing it because I wanted a custom thumbnail for each episode. Because each episode covered a different topic, and I wanted...
like an illustrator that?
Yeah, I wanted a caricature of each of us sitting around a mic talking, and each character would change a little bit for each one. Like if I remember at the time we were talking about at one point we were talking about like our opinion on like a missile strike that had happened. And I wanted us to be like the war episode, and we were going to be dressed in like military attire. And then another one we were talking about like an incident we had. Okay, and we're back. So we were talking about the character thing, and we were so focused on I was so focused on trying to get little stuff like that perfect that I ended up never putting out these original podcasts we put out, and we had like 20 or so podcasts already done and saved.
20?
We had a lot of them saved and ready to go.
A lot of back files, bro.
And we never put them out, but this was a public recording studio that we were using at the school. It was Coach Neal's private recording studio.
We were using the audio tech class.
And anyone could use that area, and we would always save a copy on my flash drives, and then we would save one on the school's computer, just so that there was always a backup file.
Copy,
I think I saved a couple of those files on my old computer, but that got robbed, so I lost all those files.
And
I'm sure there was a flash drive.
A group of people there ended up listening to them because they were back there just fucking on the computer one day, and they hopped. God damn it! And start. Yeah, no, so I found, it turns out these fucking audio recordings that were sitting on these computers, that we had a small little group of people listening to them, and then they would tell their friends about them, and then the friends would come and listen to them.
I didn't even hear about this.
It was mainly
What
people
was it
in
for
Coach
high
Neil's
school?
class.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bunch of people in Coach Neil's class who were in our audio-visual tech class, and a lot of people were just listening to them, and eventually they ran out of episodes, so they came up to Josh. A couple of them went up to Josh and asked, hey, when y'all going to record another? We want to know. Like, I want to hear it. He's like, that shit's funny. And then somebody asked me about it. And then another person asked me about it. And I was like, oh, wow, we actually have people who enjoy this stuff. And back then, we had, like, bullshit topics. We had, like, crazy, like, we were talking about, like, one of the craziest shits, things we ever did. The absolute most shit-faced we ever got while drinking, which is ironic as hell because we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about a bunch of random topics that we, like, would just...
It was just stories, too.
Yeah, just stories. We were just talking about old stories, and people really liked them, and those never got put out there, and those are, I think, I'm pretty sure, still on that computer unless they updated their systems.
Yeah.
They updated their systems.
Okay, cool. And
They
those
got
are
that
probably
whole
the
new studio,
best ones.
bro.
Yeah, they do have a whole new studio and
That's
shit
cool.
like that. Yeah.
But, like, that's something that we just never, like, put out there, and I really, 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 really wish we did, because those were probably, in my mind, some of my favorite episodes ever.
Yeah, I bet.
I think at one point, there's one of those podcast episodes has, like, a solid, like, 5 minutes of me, Gio, and Josh just laughing. Because we had said some, like...
Dumb shit.
Like, some dumb off shit that just kept us, like, cracking up laughing. And the more you thought about it, the more we were laughing. And
I think that's what the appeal behind people liking that shit, bro. Is 'cause they were laughing with us.
Yeah.
yeah, more than, like, I think so, too. And I kind of wanted to go back to that concept of where we were just laughing and telling some pretty out of there funny stories. But at the same time, I also wanted to be some actual topics and not just us retelling stories of shit that we did in the past. And like that's what
get old easily.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to keep this new concept that this new thing that I got going on trying to be. I'm trying to get it of a little mix in between of the two. But I just gotta keep in mind, I don't gotta have it perfect. I don't gotta sit here and edit everything. I'm gonna just try to record.
Do everything raw, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, those early clips were raw. They were raw.
Hell yeah, they were.
I think I brought in like my USB mic. This one that we're actually recording on was the mic. I brought in mine and like it was on like what was it, like a laptop or a computer at the class or whatever that we had.
I think it was a computer.
It was an actual physical desktop PC.
Yeah, it was
that Neil had in the background and it had like souped up.
But it was old, man. It was old.
And it was just it had so many problems. Those old ones back then were raw. Like we did not filter those. We did not edit them.
Very problematic.
And
not be able to put it out right now.
Oh God, no! Not in today's current.
Yeah,
like,
especially if a lot of people getting offensive or whatever.
Oh yeah, no! In today's social construct society, like we would not be able to put out any of those episodes. We would 100% be canceled.
Even the name, bro. The name was so freaking.
Yeah, the name
was.
It was illegitimate bastards.
That's not that bad.
It was illegitimate bastards with our illegitimate opinions.
I mean.
That's not that.
That's not bad.
I'm just saying, bro.
A lot of people just didn't like it at the school. We had a couple opinions on it. They're like, that name's kind of off, bro.
Yeah, they would give their opinions. They'd be like, hey, bro, the name, this and that.
Why y'all call it that? And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of just what we landed on.
Yeah, bro.
But I always wanted my podcast to be like that, though. I always wanted like an uncensored kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really want to.
Bro, you could have me on here. Uncensored than a motherfucker.
I always didn't want like I didn't want to have to like censor myself on how I speak or how I talk. Like if I want to say fuck, I'm gonna say fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck them, man.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I've never wanted to be like censored in my own aspect, and which really sucks because in today's like social society, like you can't really do that anymore.
No, man, you can. It's just that YouTube is like. They'll demonetize
Dude,
anything.
YouTube censors you for everything.
Everything.
Twitter is starting to censor things now.
Oh yeah, now you have to pay for Twitter just to use it.
Oh, I don't pay anything for Twitter.
Well, like
I know you can pay to get verified on Twitter now.
Yeah.
Which I've thought about doing that just.
Bro, don't do it. It's a waste of money.
Bro, $7.99. I'm verified.
I was discussing this with her. I was like, I was talking to her about it. You know, Pornhub has like fucking gaming They have classes.
They have
and
they're doing like YouTube shit on Pornhub now.
That's fucking
it's
funny.
funny too.
I
There's
know.
reactions
Hold on, they
towards.
got gaming on
Yes,
Pornhub?
they have. Yes, they have
Like,
Call of Duty.
Are
There's
the porn
Minecraft.
stars gaming?
I
No,
don't
yeah,
know.
most of them
Well,
are. Most
yes,
of them
the
are.
porn stars.
No,
They're trying to hop into
shit,
that niche, bro.
Yes.
I remember. Somebody leaked the entire.
I might have to check it
Check it out, bro.
Go ahead.
I
Once
remember-
again, go on
I
incognito
remember
if you
somebody
got to,
had
bro.
leaked 3 unreleased episodes of Rick and Morty when like the 3rd season came out,
Oh.
and a lot of people, a lot of like YouTube channels and Facebook pages and like everywhere you would think it would be leaked were like pulling the like shit. They were like, no, delete, get it restricted, like because Rick and Morty creators weren't about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people leaked it on Pornhub and they couldn't do anything about Pornhub. It
Yeah.
became one of the most trending things on Pornhub that it actually made it onto the
Onto
like
the search
to the
bar?
main
The
page,
homepage?
to the homepage, and it was so fucking funny. There were memes
It's
about
right
it.
at- it's
Even
right under the
Pornhub made a
bang
comment
bang
about it
something.
on Twitter.
Just next
Pornhub
to
made
Rick and Morty.
a post about it on Twitter, and it was like that nodding meme of Drake.
Oh
They're like
yeah.
people using Pornhub for porn. Nah, bro. To watch the leaked episodes of Rick and Morty, and it was one of those really dumb things, and like it was
I
just a
find
little.
it ironic, like how like Pornhub became like a porn site. Now it's just like a YouTube thing now.
Yeah,
just
it's a
YouTube
I mean,
thing
It's
there's
now.
still
porn.
porn
It's
on there.
porn
It's
with the
still
splash of YouTube.
Yeah, there's like a like there's reactors.
Yeah.
Like there's reactions to porn. Which
I just want to point out. I think y'all two spend a little too much time
Listen,
on Pornhub.
On the hub?
On the hub.
We gotta keep up with these gaming channels,
Shut
man. I gotta watch my gameplay.
Anyway, besides the point, like in today's thing, like I don't know. I feel like my podcast isn't gonna thrive too much. Honestly, I'm probably gonna get a lot of pushback when I start getting into the later episodes about certain topics and certain
Yeah,
things. I'm probably
obviously.
gonna get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
But-
I mean that's the worth of content of any
No,
content.
entirely. I think that's gonna be one of those things. Like even recently, with the newest video that Mr. Beast put out.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of
the
people.
1,000 blind
Yeah, the
people?
1,000
A lot
blind
of people
people.
are saying he's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
A lot of people are hating on Mr. Beast because
They don't. It's because once they see good, like they think that's fake.
Yeah.
Like,
They were
recording
like, why
good
didn't he do
is
it?
fake.
Why didn't he do it without recording?
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. And
See,
I
okay.
saw a post though. It was this dude. He reacted to it, and they were like, "Well, he was like, okay, what if he did it without the camera? How would he get the money to do it in the first place?"
And okay, so there's an old clip of Mr. Beast. It was when he first started YouTube, and he said he wants to. It was when he started doing the whole helping people videos and started doing that stuff. He wants to grow his brand and grow his channel so he can make money, so he can help more people, and by helping more people, he can grow his brand to make more money and help more people.
Yeah.
It's literally a snake eating its tail.
Yeah.
He's doing what he's doing and recording it because the more people that see it, the more money he makes, and the more people he can help.
Yeah.
Literally, that's literally what
That's
he said he
literally what
wanted to do when he first started his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And like, there's gonna be pushback on everything, and that's what everyone needs to realize. On every kind of content you're gonna put out, somebody's not gonna like your opinion.
Obviously, I mean.
And like that's what I'm gonna end up having to deal with at some point too. If I continue this and I end up getting bigger and bigger, which I hope as a trying to do content creation.
Bro, I'll be your fucking the
We
guy
need to
who
be the
fact
2%,
checks.
bro. We need to be the rich
And-
people.
I'll be the guy that fact checks everything like this.
Anyway, it's one of those things. Like, I'm gonna try to avoid getting canceled as absolutely much as possible.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna censor myself to the point that
Yeah,
I'm talking about stuff that I don't actually think is my
I feel like
opinion.
if we're not getting canceled, bro, we're not doing our job.
I don't think it matters right now because we ain't got shit to our name.
No, 100%
Not yet.
right. But
We
what
can
I'm
say
saying,
whatever the fuck we want.
Not
I'd rather
yet.
not.
Yeah.
Not whatever you want.
Yeah,
But-
there's a
okay,
limit, bro.
It's just
Okay.
it's one of those things that I think is something I'm gonna have to tiptoe around and watch, but at the same time, I'm definitely not gonna be going right when I know my path is gonna be on the left.
Yeah.
Let's say we talk about aliens and shit.
And I think we did in one podcast
We
with that.
did.
But
Why
I
am
think that's
barely-
definitely one of
whose
those-
Master jacket is this?
Mine.
Is this Nick's?
No, it's his.
I think
What
that's
side
definitely
are you
one of
on?
those things that we're definitely gonna have to
What side
watch
are you
out in the near future for,
Huh?
or in the
That's
future for.
Oh, it's backwards. It's.
But
Might have just
No, but
been
like,
the whole-
yeah, I
back
mean,
for it.
honestly, I think
Oh yeah.
when it comes to content creation, it really is just all about hitting the wall with everything you got, gaining a following, and then thinking about it once you have that following. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the main aspect of it.
And you know, and I agree with you. I think for now, I'm gonna continue with this little mindset I have of content creation. And instead of just overthinking it and overanalyzing it, just sit down, record, and put it out there.
Yeah.
Don't do anything exactly, and then just put it out there and try to stop overthinking it and overanalyzing it.
Yeah.
Because that's been the death of all of my content.
I think that's what's pushed back everyone's creation.
Yeah.
It's just the overthinking and how people, like, other opinions relate to your creation. It's like, I don't know.
Even with our buddy Synthetic, even with him, like he's starting out with his content. He's starting out with his content, and I asked him about his recording, and he's been recording Elden Ring. He's slowly doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with his other friend too.
Yeah, with what's his name? Natty. Yeah. So we just gotta see, bro. I mean, we're all just trying to get there, you know.
We're trying to be that 2% of rich people.
I don't know about 2%.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be a 2% of rich people.
I don't even think YouTube will get me there, bro. I gotta be doing some shady shit.
I think if
Once
I
you
hit
get high enough, the Illuminati gotta fucking.
Oh yeah.
You gotta message me and be like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
I think if I were to ever reach the 2% of rich people, I'd have too much money. And what I mean by that is I would definitely turn into a supervillain.
Yeah.
I would start buying shit that I definitely don't need. Like, I would just
If I was a billionaire, I would like run around fighting crime and like.
You be Batman?
You be
Yeah,
Batman.
I really would. If you wanna have shit else better to do. After a while, you gonna visit every island and shit.
Every island.
He's not
every
wrong.
country.
Eventually, you would just kind of get
You're gonna
everywhere.
drink
I'm
all
gonna
the
climb
beers
the
and all the
Himalayas.
drugs.
I'm gonna take down the League of Shadows.
Oh my
Take
God.
down the
Alright. Well, I'm glad y'all sat down and talked to me about this today. Hopefully we'll sit down and do another one pretty soon after I get this one up and posted in the next day or so.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much it for this topic for now.
Don't do the video camera thing.
We're not there
Not
yet.
there yet.
I've thought
It's
about
cool
doing
to just,
the
like,
video,
put it up there
yeah.
and
I've thought about doing the video camera setup wise, but
We
I
don't
know
have
for a
room.
fact I don't want to do a video camera setup until I have a physical studio built.
Set up, yeah.
Like
you
I
don't
have.
want to do it in your room. What would you want to see your
Let's
room?
get a studio then, nigga.
No, I don't
You
want to
wanna-
get a
you wanna
studio.
help us
I'll
out
tell
with
you
a
the
studio?
concept that I
I
have.
just want to be a part of this fucking.
For the
Yeah,
whole
you got your
concept-
hands in all the pots.
for
You
the
got
whole concept of the
restaurant,
studio
you got
that I
the
wanted,
studio.
I wanted to do
You could probably do this shit out of fucking storage unit.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you could.
the whole concept I had for the studio and the way I wanted it to look, I wanted when I originally pitched relaunching the YouTube channel to Josh.
Somewhere where I can smoke.
Oh my
That's
god.
gotta be
Oh,
one
God.
of the requirements.
Yeah.
One of the things
Same.
that I told Josh that when I pitched it to him and I told him I want to redo the podcast, I told him I wanted to rebrand it and just redo the whole thing, and I wanted to go for a thing called Lunch Hunch.
Lunch hunch?
Yeah, and it's basically we get something to eat, we bring it back, we sit down,
It's like a
unpack.
lump-
ASMR?
No ASMR. We're just sitting down, eating, and we get comfortable. When you're sitting down eating, you're more comfortable about talking about random shit because you're just
You're
filling the
full,
time.
You're full.
you're sitting down, relaxed, you're full, like and you're just
enjoying
chilling.
yourself while you're eating.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get
He
I wanted
the
to get an
studio to
old
look like
school
a-
diner, like a booth, like an old school diner booth, like the red and white. I wanted to build a nice little back set, and I wanted to get one nice center mic that we can all record on.
Like, what we can do is throw the computer in a storage room, get a green screen, and then we'll get some chairs and we'll work.
I
from
think
there.
we should get 2 bedrooms, so one of the bedrooms could be like a studio thing, and I could
Oh,
just
yeah,
have
Oh
some.
my
bring
God.
that
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just something that I had thought about, and then we went back and forth with it, and we looked for a long time for fucking
A
like
nice
old
studio.
school '80s like booth, and we could not find one that was not like more than or less than $1,000.
Or
Yeah.
like
Like the
corners
kid,
and-
the booth that takes pictures.
Like the diners, like the old school
Oh.
diner booths.
He's talking about the
Oh,
chairs.
I thought that shit you put the quarter. in
No.
the-
No, like a diner booth.
Diner room?
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna call it there for today. I think this is a really good one. It's gonna be post and edited cool. Thank you anybody for who's ever listening to this, and we hope y'all come back again to the next one.
There's people
Like and
listening to you right
subscribe.
now.